Hello, hello. Gentlemen. We are about to kick it off, my brothers. How we doing? Attaboy, Potcher. Attaboy. Let's go. I'm just wrapping everything up, man. Getting ready to hit that live button. Let's go. Yes, sir. New Mexico, West Texas. James Floyd, how you doing, baby? How we doing? Yup. Good evening, gentlemen. First two in here. Good to see you again, Potcher. Let's go. 2 nights in a row. What y'all think about that? I got some time. Semper Fi, brothers. Floyd, how you doing, man? Way out West Texas. So you must be about 1,700 for you. Caught me out. Yeah. You didn't have to times me. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. I'm glad to have you in here. Again, Potcher, we're going to wait for these other guys to come on in. I know they're on the way as well. Making sure all my links and everything got sent out. Good, man. Good deal. Nice to have you in here, man. West Texas. I don't think I've seen your name. Maybe I have seen your name in the chat and everything too. I mean, oh, my boy. Frage, what's up, my man? Hey, I used the little notification thing to get it out to everybody, right? Abilene. Okay, Abilene, Texas. Yeah. All right. Good deal. Yeah. I finally used that at everybody. Get it up. Yeah, I think you're a little bit. Hey, that's fine, man. Hey, no worries, Potcher. I know you're always in here and you're good to go about it anyway. So I appreciate you showing up again. There's another one rolling in, Frad. Seeing everybody getting it. Good deal. Nice. Man, it has been a day. It's been a week. Like I said, I'm coming to y'all. I'll be live again on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, maybe Monday. Trying to get it in as much time as I have with a lot of free time and things like that. So I want to hook up with y'all as much as I can and push some time with y'all and hang out. High and tight. I hadn't had a haircut in a while. I'm not rocking the high and tight, and I hadn't rocked a high and tight in a long time. My brother. Are you still rocking it high and tight? You're in the Marine Corps? Tell me a bit about it. When and where? Where are you coming from? I know there's a lot of us. Hey, there's a lot of us in here that aren't in the military or not in the Marine Corps, but you're welcome here, even though that you're not. And we go over all kinds of cool stuff from history to, we talk about college football. We talk about, but military related most of the time. We go on with some videos. We do all the branches of service, but just trying to kind of give you an overview of what it is. But hopefully this community is welcome to you and everybody is open and welcome here. Yes, more time, more exposure. I know YouTube is super tough on the lives and everything. They're, even videos and pushing those out, long form, short form is king. I'm trying to push that stuff out too. Just trying any way to kind of grow and do, but put in the time, man. Put in the time. So yeah, that's what we do, man. That's what we'll do. We'll hang out for a few hours. 1971 to 1975, still high and tight. Okay, good deal. We have some other guys here. We've got one Grumpy Cat. He's 1969, I do believe, or 1967. that he hangs out in here, some 60s, some 80s, some 90s, early 2000s like myself, present day. Hey, we're all hanging out, man. We're all hanging out and having a good time. We'll watch videos and, you know, how time guides us, man. But thank you. How did you come across the channel? You just see the live notification or what? I know YouTube is really finicky about that too. I mean, man, they're a lot different than their lives plus their videos. And last night I got to drinking this, and I'm not doing that again because I did not want to go to sleep. I think Gruppy was 67. Yeah, I think he was 67. I think you're right. He's an old salty dog in here. Good deal, man. Yeah, we talk about old school. We talk about new school. We talk about anywhere in between, how to bridge generational gaps, and my heart and my mission. And hey, listen, there's guys that are still serving their community, still guys after their time in uniform too. So we're all here in all the brotherhood, man. We're glad to have you. I'm telling you, it's a good group. Good group. That's it. That was the last sip. No more energy drinks, no more coffee, no more nothing. I can't do it tonight. I want to get some sleep. And then we kind of continued off last night. We watched some videos. We watched a lot. We do a lot of motivational stuff. Oh, awesome. Good deal. I'm glad that announcement is coming through. Remember to like that video. I'm not really sure. You can like it now. There's a couple other things that you can do to kind of boost the video up, but anything to kind of put us on up there will be awesome. Joel, how are we doing, man? Just got home from your mom. She wasn't military either, but she did run the nursing home care unit, the VA, in our hometown, 41 years. Regular nurse before that until she got her PhD. Very good, Joel. Thanks for coming back, man. I appreciate you stopping in again. Like I told y'all, I'm going to try to get it in while I can. And I know Nipper is another guy that is a regular in this channel as well, but he is down in Florida, South Florida, and they are fixing to get hammered. He's probably getting hammered right now. By the weather, and you know, I'm thinking about them, praying about all those guys and everybody in Florida. It's gonna be tough. Hopefully everybody got out, and everybody in North Carolina as well too. This is a rough time, man. It is a rough time. She would go in on her own time when someone's going to pass away. She watched way too many veterans pass away. I understand that. Man. Good to have you back in here, brother. Good to have you back. So you were in that, you kind of went into the Vietnam era, Floyd, is what I'm kind of the ending of, or the last part of it and everything too there. By looking at when you went in your time. I'm gonna try to get while everybody's kind of coming in, I'm gonna get everything set up and everything. Gotta move some stuff around. Good deal. All right. Gotcha. I'm going to step out at 15:30 Mountain Time, but I'll be back to watching full. That's fine. Hey, Patra, I appreciate it. Good deal, man. Thanks for let me know. Just hang out and you can leave it up, do whatever you want. I'll be here. We'll be here for a little bit. We've got some cough drops and some water and Gatorade and stuff too, because I don't know if I'm used to talking that much or the weather's changing, it's getting a little cooler in the morning. I've read the song Man on the Silver Mountain was written about Vietnam soldiers. I was there during the last part of Vietnam. Okay. I got you, Floyd. Good deal, man. Good deal. Well, thank you for coming in and hanging with us and everything. And we'll get into it, man. We'll get into watching some videos. Talking about some things, man. And the Marine Corps, like I said, has been putting out, and we don't talk about just the Marine Corps or anything like that. It's whatever. I know I've got some other branches of service, but Marine Corps has been pushing a lot. It's been doing a lot of things, been putting out some really good stuff of just how to drive the mission. Then I talked about like the weapon systems changing and then the mindset of the Marine Corps changing and how we're in a weird place in the Marine Corps and in the world right now. So the Marine Corps is strategically doing things. We learned about a Marine Rotational Force, a MRF, and they're in the Southeast Asia, the Philippines, Malaysia, Thailand. They're everywhere. So the battlefield is definitely shifting, and we'll go over some weapon systems that's changed. I know Grumpy, when he comes in here, we were talking about tanks, and he was in the tank battalion, and I was going to talk to him about that because that is completely changed. Warfare, modern warfare has changed. But anyway, heck yeah, man. Come on. I'm glad you're here, man. Woo. Like I said, I've been having to get cough drops. Took me a little medicine and trying to get that throat lubricated up. And we need to hear from Thomas. Yes. So, Floyd, we have a young man that came into the chat back over the summer, and he shipped off for boot camp. And I, if I've done my math correctly, and of course, we Marines, we don't math well, but I do believe it should be either this Friday or next Friday he will graduate. And I really want to get him in here and talk to him and just see what things are like. Seems like a good young man with a solid head on his shoulders. And so we're looking forward to hearing from him too. Let's see. While we're waiting here. Greg Pratt, Force Design 20. Yeah. Okay. Greg, welcome in. I have that on tap for this evening. Talking about the Force Design 2030 is a disaster that has destroyed the Corps expeditionary capabilities, reducing it to a coastal raiding force. Yes. And that's what we're going to talk about. And I read up on it, and I wasn't really familiar with it, but it didn't even start with the current commandant. It started by Berger, I do believe. He started that whole thing, and then now it's kind of going into effect of what he sees a bigger mission for the Marine Corps. And that goes along with the tanks that we were talking about, and that goes along with weaponry, that goes along with QRF, the Muse, the MEF, the whole 9 yards of where we are as a Marine Corps. Yeah, I don't know. Greg, where are you from, man? Good to see you here. I'm not sure if I've caught your name in here. Maybe I have. If I apologize if I haven't, but man, I'm glad to have you here. You're welcome, and I can't wait to hang out with you guys and talk about that. We'll talk about that as well, because that's a part of the whole mission and mindset of where the Marine Corps is going and what they're pushing and what they're trying to do. You got a friend who's a mass sergeant, fix tanks. Wait till Grumpy Cat gets in here. He was in tanks. He'll tell you all about it. He will tell you all about it. Northern Virginia, lifetime Marine. Good deal. When were you in, Greg? Northern Virginia. I have some family in Roanoke, Virginia. You know where Roanoke is? I have family up there. But yeah, I've kind of looked on the Force Design 2030, man, and they are rocking and roll. And there are people that agree with it. There are people that disagree with it. 86 to 93. Good deal, man. Awesome. Good deal. I know I gave him flack, but that was because of the new core codes and bumping anti-vaccine removal and favor. Well, who are you talking about? Let's see here. Where did we leave off? I'm trying to go down, like I like to go down and watch, and kind of in the beginning, kind of some short videos of where the Marine Corps, what they're putting out and everything too. But oh yeah, and I was gonna talk to y'all. Like, it's wild. Like some of the videos that I've been posting and everything. Okay, Thomas, gotcha. Yeah, hopefully he comes back in here, man. I'm definitely definitely interested to see his perspective and what's going on and things like that. And I try to go read down in the comments too, and that is really hard to it's really hard to get everything and read through it. But man, they have been giving me flack on my videos a hard time. I know JJ, big supporter of the channel. He came in and he was talking about the shorts and how YouTube is doing their thing. And man, I fight with them all the time. I'm just trying to get them to approve my videos. And I'm watching videos and making videos off of what I'm seeing here. And man, it's so wild of just, the battle with them. And it's very exhausting with YouTube right now for me. Okay. Yeah. So the amphibious assault, the ACV vehicles and things like that, they're transitioning to that. They're remodeling that whole thing. Okay. All right. There is the there's the 20 the Force Design, the update on the Force Design 2030. And we'll look at that too. I just looked at it and I just saw it. Okay. All right. Let's start off with a little shorter video. All right. I'm going to pull y'all over here real quick. Okay. Oh, and I did find some other stuff too. Yeah, here it is. The Task and Purpose put out a video on that as well, talking about it and kind of going through some of the new changes and talking about it, and they did a really, really, really good job. And then there's another video about the amphibious vehicle, the combat vehicle, or what the Marine Corps is trying to switch to, because they did go away from the tanks and everything. So I think that's really good, or it's a good video for us to talk about, put it that way. I'm not saying that I agree with everything. Oh, of course, amphibious assault that's who we are. I mean, that's what we do. But like we were talking about the Force 2030, it takes a lot of the stuff away, you know? It just takes a lot of it away. We'll see. We'll see. All right, here we go. We'll do a short one. And I really wanted to talk about that M27 of the weaponry changing and everything like that too, of how and why the Marine Corps changed that from, they got rid of the SAW. Oh, I had, what is the Force Design 2030? Yeah. Okay, here we go. Found it. Okay, found it. I'm gonna get you guys set up. Oh. Okay. And pardon me if my voice is out or anything like that too. Like I said, my weather's changing and everything, so I've been trying to get some cough drops and everything. I've got them here on my desk. Cool, Joel. Cool. Good deal, man. All right, we're going to jump into this video. We're going to jump in. We're going to jump in. There is a guy in here, a buddy of mine. He was a drone operator too. Some really cool dudes, man. I even worked with a couple of them in my time, the Predators and the Reapers, and those guys are on top of it. I mean, they're top. They are first class. They're providing everything all from above. Okay. All right, let's look at this new Force Design 2030 put out by the Marine Corps. This video was put out by them. Basically, what is it? And it's like, hey, we presented you with it and we're gonna do it. Here's what it is. Okay, here we go. All right, we ready? I'm sure
we have to change.
Burger. That's right. Started with him.
We have a lot of experimentation, a lot of learning to do. We cannot wait to move out. We have to change. We have to move out now. And we have to preserve enough to learn in the future over the coming years to make sure we get it right.
I have not seen this particular video.
My major concern is modernization.
Modernization of what, the battlefield?
We got to be able to distribute laterally at the tactical to operational level in a way we have not been challenged to do in the past. We're going to see a lot of our investments in ground, aerial, and surface reconnaissance.
Long distances, okay. Got it. Operating in small teams across
if we're going to compete and we're going to deter, much of who has an advantage is decided in the reconnaissance, counter-reconnaissance sort of effort.
Okay. As the threat environment changes, correct? Different battlefield. Marines will adapt and overcome, 100%.
We're turning our ship to make a Marine Corps that we will need 10 years from now.
Okay. War is both timeless and ever-changing. While the basic nature of war is constant, the means and methods we use evolve continuously. Okay. So, I get the concept, okay? And we'll go back and I'll look at it and you know, from my opinion or whatever, that the Marine Corps is trying to be more proactive than reactive. And I know we talked about that, but strategically placing these Marine rotational forces across the globe And there was a quote in there or something of like, we're defending the beach or the shoreline, or we're trying to not let them get there, and by showing a force proactively, the enemy is not going to go attack. I don't know. I mean, that's a basic. The Marine Corps put this out. I'll go to it and let you know.
Change.
Okay, it started with Berger.
We have a lot of experimentation, a lot of learning to do. We cannot wait to move out. We have to change. We have to move out now.
Okay.
And we have to preserve enough to learn in the future over the coming years to make sure we get it right.
Okay. All right. Let's see what that one line I wanted to hear.
My major concern is modernization.
I mean, of course, that's your battlefield. You're going to the modern world.
We got to be able to distribute laterally at the tactical to operational level in a way we have not been challenged to do in the past.
Okay. But purpose built for sea denial. So they're across the sea, the South China Sea and the Red Sea and all these seas around the world. I imagine that's the Marine Corps' mission. Its purpose is for sea denial. We're an amphibious assault group, so we're going to strategically be placed there. Yeah. What do you think, Greg? What you got, man? I'm interested to hear. I'm interested to hear your take on this, or anybody here that's familiar with, or even knows anything. It doesn't have to be military or not, but what you think about what the Marine Corps, what the United States military is doing. McJunkin, how you doing, buddy? We're doing good. Yep. We are, man, dude. We're thinking about them. No one is arguing against modernization. Unfortunately, Force Design 2030 is implemented so specifically to make the Corps a niche force. Okay, let me. Hey, Gunpowder, what's up, brother? So Greg, let me play the devil's advocate here, and we started out that way. I'm just saying, I'm not disagreeing or agreeing, but we started out as a niche force of a specific design of what we did and how we did it. So we started that, some 248, 49 years ago. So, are we trying to go back to that? Do you think we're trying to get back to that of being that, or do you think we should still be that reactionary force? Because that's what it is. Force Design 2030 allowed the Navy essentially abandon its commitments to amphibious lift and shipping. Well, we have to get there somehow. You're right. The Muse and the expeditionary units that are going, part of the Navy. I don't think that it's going to completely get rid of that, in my opinion. Has no specifics to supply desperate forces over long distances. True, but if they're still keeping the Muse together, they're just strategically placing these forces in different parts of the globe to be ready for that. So I'm just playing both sides here. I understand where you're going. It's hot over here, or maybe it's Northeast who's hot and humid. Hey, brother, I'm hot and humid too. We are hot and humid here too. It did feel good this morning, though. Like 60 degrees, but then it gets up in the high 80s or mid 80s. It's still hot. But, clearly, someone else higher up saw the vision, saw the mission of what something maybe we don't know what's going on for us to be that type of force. But that makes us evolve. That makes us smaller, fine-tuning. I don't know. I mean, it could be a good thing. We don't know that it's all bad. So that's my initial thought on it. and there's another video, and Task and Purpose did a video, and we'll go into that after this here in just a minute, and watch that video because they did a great job explaining the pros and the cons of this. And there's always going to be pros and there's always going to be cons. There's always going to be people who are against it. There are always going to be people who are for it. So yeah, they did some good stuff talking about it too. Let me go ahead and get that pulled up. Yep, there's Task. You know, they say it's a risky plan to, you know, to be on par with China and the Southeast Asia, or all those battles over on that side is their mindset. Check something here. Yeah, it's just me here. I'm gonna check on my kiddo real quick. Hey, it's about to snow. I wish it would snow here. I wish it would. Ooh, we don't see that very often here where I'm from. Nope. Okay, here we go. You ready? And I'm going to pause it and kind of go through and see if anything pops out at me while we're watching this. Like I said, I think they do a good job explaining the pros and the cons of this whole Force Design 2030. And it's, hey, I know who that is. It ain't snowing, my man. What you doing, buddy? How you doing, man? It ain't snowing here, baby. It ain't snowing here. Hey, good to see you, man. Thanks for stopping by and throwing me a comment and everything. You must have you on the couch, aren't you? Oh, it's snow and heat. He knows. He's from where I'm at. He knows. I know. That's my boy. He knows. He's been with me throughout my whole career and everything too. You must be north of me. I'm pretty south, man. I don't know where you're from, Joel. I can't pinpoint it, but I'm pretty deep south and it's hot. You drinking the water? I hear you, dude. Hey, I've got mine right here. Stay hydrated. Good deal. All right. Yeah. So, I mean, that's what I think. That's what I think. We'll watch Task and Purpose because, like I said, they go into some great detail, even on weapon systems and how that's changing. So let's take a look real quick. Let's take a look. And if anybody comes in and everything, we'll do something. Oh, are the mountains blue? Are the mountains blue?
And the People's Liberation Army just launched a
Okay, let me get my right one up here, boys.
Massive invasion of Taiwan. The U.S. Marine Corps is thrust into action, landing thousands of troops on the beaches of nearby remote islands. Then, the shipping lanes in the Middle East near the Strait of Hormuz and the Red Sea come under attack by Iran and its proxies. In this scenario, World War III has just kicked off. Now, what type of weapons and vehicles will best serve the Marines in these battles? You might be surprised to learn the U.S.
Brother, I am way down south of you. Yeah, I am Michigan. Brother, you're way up there. I am super south. I'm down almost near the Gulf of Mexico. It's hot.
U.S. Marines believe that their M1 Abrams main battle tanks would only hold them back. They've officially decided to ditch their tanks, dissolving all 7 of their long, storied tank companies as part of their bold but risky Force Design 2030 plan. This controversial decision will call for the Corps to get rid of most of their gun-based artillery and a whole host of other vehicles and aircraft in exchange for new capabilities. I'm just over here munching on crayons in solidarity with my Marine friends. On face value, this might sound crazy, but if you ask me, I think it's crazy like a fox. What are the pros and cons of this new plan? What are some of the common misconceptions and myths about Force Design 2030? I'm your average infantryman, Chris Cappy. Fire off around the like and subscribe button, and let's find out. This video's sponsor is Fusion, the way you break or solutions to older and lost fidget way.
Don't need to be ads on my channel, right?
The journey purpose. Few of the more astute among us have noticed that tanks don't really float very well in water at all. So why are they even a part of amphibious forces in the first place? Because in World War II, the Marines used tanks in their island hopping campaigns to knock out enemy fortifications like pillboxes and trench lines. These defensive positions are often missed by air and naval bombardments. But if you're no longer planning to fight a contested amphibious assault on beaches, do you still need these tanks? Since then, the Marine tank crews have proudly served in just about every major combat engagement. They used the M1 Abrams to great effect in the 2003 war in Iraq to help capture Fallujah. But is this type of fighting what the next generation of Marines will be asked to face? With 80 years of combat success behind them, it sounds crazy to give up the tanks, but the Devil Dogs have a method to their madness. There is a problem in the Pacific region that military planners refer to as the tyranny of distance. This refers to the incredible challenges and difficulties posed by the vast 1.3 million square miles and over 250 islands, atolls, shoals, and reefs that comprise the South China Sea. The Marine Corps Force Design 2030 plan aims to reshape the entire Corps from top to bottom in less than 10 years into a smaller, more distributed force that can spread out and control this territory better. The Commandant of
Like I said, I think they are being more proactive than reactive or reactionary force, because they're strategically placing them so they'll already be in place so they can defend those hot spots, if you will.
Of the Marine Corps is convinced they can even be more lethal by transforming into a lighter, more maneuverable unit. Okay, we've diagnosed the problem, so what's the solution? As much as the Marine Corps loves its tanks, they have an enormous footprint, both in terms of logistics and battlefield signature. The M1 Abrams weighs 60 tons, and the more modern version weighs 74 tons. What this means is the Landing Craft Air Cushion, or LCAC, has to use up its entire payload capacity of 75 tons on that one tank. I've spoken to some active duty Marine Corps officers who've said that the LCAC isn't really great at transporting modern day main battle tanks that have grown in weight since this transport was invented. I read your comment, Greg. On the other hand, JLTVs can fire missiles and are closer to like 8 tons, which means technically you can carry about 9 on shore. Losing the tanks would hypothetically free up weight to bring more missile ammunition, power generators, water purification systems that'll make the Marines self-sufficient on islands for longer periods of time without needing resupply. Haven't we learned anything from watching like 50 seasons of Survivor by now? Tanks require more room for spare parts and fuel, and it's a real challenge to keep them supplied across rough, marshy terrain once they're actually on shore. Contrary to popular belief, the Marines do not expect to make contested landings against dug-in enemy forces. However, this isn't to say Force Design 2030 couldn't be useful in a contested amphibious assault. In fact, it's specifically designed to be better suited for this potential occasion. The Marines have been criticized for basically turning into the United States' Second Army. This has led to critics to claim their capabilities are redundant, because over the past few decades in Iraq and Afghanistan, the Corps has gotten bigger, heavier, and moved away from its naval focus. In theory, the Force Design 2030 would allow a small company of about 100 Marines to be positioned on islands in order to pose an outsized threat to nearby enemy naval forces. So the plan seeks to force the enemy to divert their troops and resources to counter this small element of US Marines. For an attacking military like China, hypothetically, they would want to create an economy of effort. What this means is they would aim to avoid dispersing their forces and resources across a wide area. In military theory, there's a concept called massing forces. You want to bring overwhelming force to bear on a specific target, and that's what China would seek to do. But Force Design 2030 aims to make the PLA spread out and unfocused. The Marines want to become an expert at sea denial. Instead of being a multi-tooled jack of all trades, they want to go to be the anti-access area denial forces. Every Marine would...
So if they don't have access to the beach or access to there, I mean, they're doing their job, right? I mean, that's kind of of what I'm getting is, yeah, instead of reactionary, proactive, being there and denying them any access to where they are with this small unit of force. I think my buddy Craig, a former Navy corpsman, is getting us lost here in St. Mary's in Georgia. Sailors can't find their way unless it's in the water. Hey, I still think the Navy is going to support. The Army is going to support. Air Force is going to support. We're all going to come together if it comes to that. But I see the plan. I see kind of the mission of it. So we'll see. Let's go.
Still be a rifleman, as we know, but under this new plan, they would also be a kind of island survivalist. U.S. leadership believes having a credible fast reaction amphibious force is a top priority. According to this new school of thought, main battle tanks just don't fit into the picture, at least not like how you might expect. The Marines had about 450 tanks in their inventory, which were the old M1A1 variant, that lacked a lot of the more modern survivability capabilities that tanks require against the near peer today. They would have been pretty much forced into an expensive and time-consuming upgrade process. To get a picture of just how expensive this process would be, when the Army upgraded 174 M1A1s to the M1A2 SEP version 3, it cost them $714 million. Projecting those numbers out, it would have cost the Corps between $1.5 and $1.85 billion to upgrade their entire inventory. This is just some average infantryman back of the napkin math though. This ambitious plan is the brainchild of former Marine Corps Commandant David H. Berger. General Berger argues, quote, "We must divest certain existing capabilities and capacities to free resources for essential new capabilities. The most logical way is to take a systems perspective and reduce infantry battalions while proportionally reducing support battalions."
So what they're saying, I guess, to me is, you know, is it worth it? Is it worth upgrading and investing all that money into something, you know, that we're going to eventually have to, we're going to have to upgrade and keep maintenance on when that's not really a part of our mission and it's slowing us down, and we can be more reactionary and quick with that? Maybe. Let's go.
Marines aren't stereotypically known for their logic. They're usually known for blasting the enemy into dust. But let's give this plan the benefit of the doubt just for a second. In other words, what General Berger is saying is that unless funding the Marine Corps suddenly jumps up and increases, the service has to divest before it can invest. Cutting the size of the force and outdated support elements frees up an estimated $12 billion. So let's see what the Marines will get in return for saving that money. Give every Marine regiment a battery of long-range anti-ship missiles that they can hide in the jungles and mountains with. Now we're talking modern littoral zone warfare. We've seen direct evidence of this plan being put into action in November 2023. The military put out a public request for defense contractors to try to develop what's called the Mobile Long Range Precision Strike Missile. This is the publicsam.gov publication of it. You can go to this site right now and put in your own bid on the project if you like. The link is in the description. Its requirements state that the missiles have to be 25-kilometer in range and can be transported by light tactical vehicles. Not sure why the DoD rejected my submission, but you can still try. Field experiments that the Marines recently ran found that these missiles can knock out an enemy tank at 15 to 20 times the range.
That is where Berger failed. He should have argued for increased funding with only modest cuts in capability. Yeah, and I do get that point, that like, hey, we need more funding to fund this. But if he's already on board with the mission of what he's trying to do, he can cut the funding without having to ask for the funding and have it already there. Maybe that's on the maybe that's on them.
That a main battle tank is capable of. And this gets to the basis of what a smaller but meaner and leaner force is designed to achieve. Experts believe the Marine Corps would likely not be able to rely on traditional advantages like air superiority and heavy support, not in a contested zone like the Western Pacific. Anything that's too big and concentrated is just begging to get hit with a missile or drone.
Yeah, Greg.
Instead,
and that's what he's saying, using those
coordinated forces that can maneuver and operate while continually within an enemy's weapon engagement zone are the way to go. a concept the Marines call stand-in forces. Now, stand-in forces are this small element that will provide intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance. They'll give support for target designation and conduct sea denial for nearby naval campaigns.
There you go,
Marine
sea denial.
units have already been redesignated as stand-in forces. Their goal is to deter war from ever happening. The theory is that just their presence alone will dissuade the PLA. To understand Marines' line of thinking, they believe China has spent decades studying the United States military tactics and specifically developed weapon capabilities to counter the United States tactics, like their long-range missiles. But if the Marines disperse and use a higher number of lower-cost platforms, they put the calculation back in their favor. Achieving these goals isn't something.
Okay, so we kind of there's our point there. The tanks have, some of them do. I thank you, Greg, for answering that. But like I said, instead of the, Chinese, for example, he used here of saying, hey, we're gonna use this to deter other forces and to try to even prevent war from even happening. I think that's a great idea. And we're using a leaner, meaner, stronger, less heavy equipment based that we're in position already, and therefore we can defend. I mean, I kind of like that. Like you said, I don't know if tanks are really going to play a part, just craziness. I know they'll get into some more stuff, but, maybe they say experts, and I'm sure there's war fighters and generals and everybody putting in to this plan and to this mission.
Something that tweaking the existing force structure can accomplish. According to the Marines, they need a radically reshape itself from the top bottom, so the service is testing out a new form of organization called the Marine Littoral Regiment. Littoral means a region close to or along the shore. The new regiment will be made up of an anti-air battalion, a combat logistics battalion, and it will be designed to be mobile, low signature, easy to maintain and sustain, while also resilient to a constant threat of the enemy.
To me, it's like a
Marine
show of
Lieutenant
force.
General Eric Smith, the Deputy Commandant for Combat Development and Integration, spoke to USNI News, saying, if I can sink one of your $1.5 billion warships with a $1.5 million missile, I am a threat. And that may change the calculus. It's actually similar to what we see the Houthis are doing in the Red Sea. They're taking this distributed force idea. This force by the Marine Corps will include an infantry battalion, an anti-ship missile battery. This will allow the littoral combat team to punch well above its weight. This helps explain why the Marines had doubled their investment in HIMARS artillery to $134 million. These lightweight rocket artillery with 70 kilometers range.
So lightweight, quicker, faster, stronger, that can still do the same mission and be mobile and easily move in and out versus a tank battalion or anything like that. I think that's kind of where we're going here. No, I don't want to hijack this. If you want to talk about the M20. Oh, yeah, we're there. That's next.
Are seen as better than gun-based artillery for their new purposes. The Marines have a long tradition of being a quick response force.
Yes.
But this new plan seeks to double down on that aspect. To that end, they also invested $40 million in the Oshkosh Unmanned Rogue Fire System, which is a remotely operated missile system. You basically rip the cab off a vehicle and slap a naval strike missile on there. Now, these naval strike missiles have a warhead of about 260 pounds that can hit targets 250 kilometers or 160 miles away. Imagine the Marines placing dozens of these around an island and remotely firing them from safety.
So I think that he kind of said what I said, the proactive versus a reactive. If you have all this stuff stationed out and maybe they have intelligence, and I'm sure they do, they have probably a lot more information than we do of what's happening and why they're doing the things that they're doing, or they see the threat is going to come over a specific time of the year. Maybe that's why they're trying to beef this up, and there's more of them. And leaner, meaner fighter, leaner and meaner. I kind of agree with that part of it, of why they're doing it.
Nemesis truck is key to the Marine Corps' new plan because during their WIMPAC training events, they claimed it allowed troops to help protect an entire carrier strike group off the shores of the island. It's not just the fancy mobile missile launchers getting upgraded. I remember the first whiff I got of a major change in the Marine Corps was when I heard every single Marine would be issued suppressors for their rifle, or at least every combat infantry marine. The idea of having a low signature extends from the lowest rifleman to the most
the Navy
fancy
needs to beef
piece
it
of
up.
artillery. Infantry will be equipped with a new squad common optic. One marine with this scope is worth at least 2 soldiers with no optic. 8 Ready Hero 120 loitering munitions per MCL. The aerial loitering munition is considered to be one of the most...
I see your comment, and I want to comment on that the Navy can't support the plan. Every island with U.S. troops will be plastered. I don't think if the technology's there and the manpower's there and the show of force is there, I mean, almost instead of being, they're still amphibious assault, they're going to still have those units to do that. But the way I'm interpreting it, or the way I'm perceiving it, is that we're here in place and to deter and have that sea denial rather than reactionary. So maybe it does work out. Yeah, we'll talk about the M27, the H&K.
Transformative new abilities. This is part of the Organic Precision Fires program. The whole point of this program is to increase the attack range to 50 kilometers at the company level. What this means is your lower level troops don't have to constantly call up command and get permission for long-range weapons. They will already have them in the back of a truck or backpack. They're also going to field the new lightweight Javelin missile launcher. It's about 35% smaller and lighter. 3 of these will be issued per company, or about 1 per platoon. Marines are also starting to adopt the amphibious combat vehicle to replace the old 1970s era AAV. Tanks aren't the only asset under the chopping block, because the 16 gun-based artillery batteries are getting tossed out as well. Out with the old, in with the new. This will leave the Corps with 5 remaining batteries. Much of the service is also getting downsized, with 3 squadrons of Ospreys and heavy helicopters, 2 squadrons of light attack helicopters, and 5 infantry battalions getting the axe.
Unreliable.
This will also be a reduction of fighter squadron sizes down to 10 aircraft. As a whole, the service expects to have 12,000 fewer Marines by 2030. That's not a huge problem, since their total strength is currently 180,000 active duty with 32,000 in reserve. At first, I thought maybe this downsizing really just has something to do with low recruitment numbers that the Army, Air Force, and basically every military around the world, including China, is facing right now. But in reality, the Marines have actually met or exceeded their recruitment goals year after year. I'm guessing it's thanks to those sick Dragon commercials. There are many common misconceptions about the Marine transformation.
I miss
Marines
those
will
commercials.
still have access to main battle tanks, although in a different form. The tanks that the Marines are divesting will go straight to the U.S. Army, who the Marines can coordinate with still, and they can call in to work alongside when needed. The master behind this plan, former General Berger, knows a little about Marines, since he commanded at every level, including peace missions and reconnaissance company commander in Haiti in 2004, and in combat missions as a leader of a regiment combat unit in Fallujah in Iraq. He's been in the Corps since 1981. When he joined, it was Ronald Reagan's first year in office. It always surprises me to see when leadership like this, it's been around forever, is willing to look at everything that they helped build and decide, yeah, this is all wrong. Tear it down, tear it all down. But this is what leaders are supposed to do. Take stock and figure out if their organization is prepared for the next fight. But not every Marine is on board with this controversial plan. Just like there are movie critics, we also have military critics. Over 24 retired Marine Corps generals, including former Defense Secretary James Mattis, has openly criticized Force Design 2030 and the radical reshaping of the Corps. Marine Colonel Bing West, for instance, states Force Design 2030 is designed to land very small groups of Marines armed with a few anti-ship missiles.
Very few anti-ship missiles on uninhabited islands. But, if hopefully that's not the plan. Hopefully they back up those with more weaponry, more manpower. And maybe they have a lot of trust in their Marines and those units that they're placing there, that they're going to be able to defend and fight until the cavalry gets there, till the MEU or some other quick reactionary force gets there. I don't know.
On uninhabited islands. All the islands in the Taiwan Strait, East China Sea, Strait of Hormuz, and the Black, Baltic, and Mediterranean seas are heavily inhabited. It is a truism that all vehicles, not just tanks, are vulnerable. No army, however, can operate without vehicles, including the Marine Corps. The Marines can't fight in an urban setting without tanks. The critics argue that a new force would be too hyper-specialized around a small island-based campaign. They claim this plan forgets the time-tested fundamentals of warfare. Anthony Zinni summed it up when he said, "We think the cuts are far too drastic and really greatly diminish the capability of the Marine Corps as a combined arms team and move it away from its traditional role."
I can agree
if
with
Force
that.
Design 2030 was a movie, the critics would give it 40% rating and audience would give it 90%. The supporters of Force Design 2030 have nicknamed its critics graybeards, which implies that these critics are out of touch with today's emerging threats.
Hopefully what? Yeah, hopefully they give them more assets and more equipment. We all know how that works out anyway. Bare minimum, right?
Threats. I mean, one could actually understand where these old school Marines are coming from. Some of them are the same officers who already transformed the Marines once in the past from attrition warfare into maneuver warfare back in the 1970s and 80s. Ironically, they faced a lot of skeptics and criticism about their transformation.
Right.
Even though ultimately history has proven that change was beneficial. I mean, basically every time the Marines have had to reinvent themselves to face a new adversary, there's always been former officers who doubted the new plans. It's basically par of the course at this point. I want to introduce you to a major challenge the Marines have just started to articulate, called Hider Finder Challenge. Remaining hidden while finding the enemy first. This is why there is a major focus on intel collecting and counterintelligence. The Marines are using some of that saved money
they know
to
something we
invest
don't.
in the alternate precision navigation timing mechanism, which is called the APNT, because that's long as heck of a name. The APNT allows for navigation even if the enemy destroys your GPS. They're also investing in UAVs at the platoon level that can pass data in ways that are not reliant on satellites. These systems will put out decoys to force China into spreading their forces out even more. This intelligence game requires close coordination with the Navy's assets. The Marine Regiment needs to be able to feed accurate information directly to and from friendly warships and aircraft.
So what they're saying is they're still going to have the backup. They're still going to have the support of the Air Force and the Navy. They're trying, and like I said, there's a lot of intelligence gathering. It's a lot of surveillance or reconnaissance, a lot of things that we're not seeing of what they're trying to do and strategically do it. I can see that on a bigger scale of why they're trying to do that. So I'm on board-ish on that as well. And so they're going to be there to back them up, I think.
What this does is provide a more full picture of the information space for every commander on the field. The Marine Littoral Regiment wasn't thrown together out of thin air either. The concept was developed based on thousands of hours of wargaming and empirical data specific to the Indo-Pacific
So they've gone
theater.
to the data.
According to Marine Corps leadership, the MLR idea has potential enemies shaking in their boots. General Eric Smith said, quote, "Adversaries do not like this concept at all. They don't like the fact that units are highly mobile and they have a low signature."
Okay, that's kind of my thought process too, is I understand that a little bit there. Adversaries don't like it because we are mobile. We're already mobile and in a amphibious assault, but if we're already there and already mobile and already have the weapons and the technology and the gear in place, it makes us even a whole new ball game. And they've also done war games. They've also done the intelligence. They've done hours of of data. I think sometimes when you go look at the data, most of the time, 99% of the time, data doesn't lie. That what you see is, what it is. If we look at it and we study it, and I'm sure there are people smarter than me out there looking at all this data and it's like, hey, I think this is what we need and we're going to make it work.
And that the adversary doesn't know where these things are. Tanks have too high of a visual signature, and gun-based artillery is too static and short-ranged. But staying dispersed and mobile in jungle terrain is a lot easier to do with a smaller force structure, which is why Force Design 2030 emphasizes the lean approach. It's the difference between loading up a couple infantry teams into an Osprey or small raiding boats and hopping to the next island versus waiting an afternoon for a heavy transport to load and drop off a tank platoon. 2 of the 7 Marine infantry regiments are reconfigured into this Marine Littoral Regiment, Meanwhile, the other 5 will keep the regular structure.
Let's see. I'm gonna read. I'm catch up on comment. A pipe dream. Once the units are positioned, they will be stuck. The enemy Chinese are not going to sit around and let us maneuver. I don't agree with that. I don't think China is wanting to bark up that tree, Greg. That's just me, just going off some stuff that I've been told and things like that. I don't think they're going to leave them hanging out high and dry. And it's not like they're just not going to be out there with no support. And, you know, they're constantly feeding intel. That's my opinion. You know, like I said, they study the data. They've done this. They've done that. There's a lot of intel going on. There's a lot of stuff that we don't know. We can speculate and we can talk about it all day. But the ones a lot smarter and higher up are making this call. So, you know, that's me. We've already discussed the Navy is seriously deficient in amphibious capability. To an extent, I'm not going to say yes or no to that. My experience with that when I was amphibious with, you know, on a MEU and doing things like that, they had their stuff under control. They had their stuff together. I know that was a long time ago, but there's also people that I talk to as well that says that they're still on top of that game, that they're still there, and we still have the largest Navy, you know, in the world, and the capability that we have. So I have to stay positive on that. I'm not going to down it. I'm going to support my decision making, generals and things like that when I need to. Sometimes you just have to trust their judgment, like he said in the video that they were in the 70s and the 80s and they went to this new design and there were skeptics and critics of it, but yet it actually turned out to work better. And, you know, I think Marines are still going to be Marines. Marines are going to still do what they have to do. So I think we need to, you know, just kind of have an open mind. I have an open mind to a lot of stuff, not saying that I agree or disagree. I just have to have an open mind with it.
The vision is to have each Marine unit be an asymmetric threat, equipped with long-range precision weapons, along with both air and sea drones that can locate the enemy for an integrated Navy attack. The Marine Corps is currently testing out the Marine Littoral
integrated
Regiment
naval
concept
attack
by standing up one in Hawaii. And the idea is further refined over the coming years. We could see the MLR units forward deployed to the Western Pacific, making every inch of coastline a hazard zone if China moves against Taiwan or other US allies around the world. A major aspect to Force Design 2030 that I've seen constantly brought up is called pre-positioning supplies. Weapons and vehicles need to already be in place. These forward deployed fortifications around the world are key to the plan, success or not. It's a way to offset the US military's potential disadvantage of having a numerically smaller force. The dissenting view also argues that the changes were made without being adequately tested and signed off on. Force Design 2030 claims to be based on war games and empirical evidence, but critics say that the changes were based on theoretical models and then moved right into the prime time without testing the concept on smaller parts of the force first. Critics also claim the Marines would be at a disadvantage if they were called into combat to protect Europe in a ground war. Of course, critics will point to the fact that Russian and Ukrainian forces have faced heavy losses of tank assets and their war has ground into attritional warfare. But something to keep in mind is the fact that the only way to resupply your forces is by sending them through sea. So securing freedom of navigation in the sea is vital. In spite of the argument that the idea hasn't been properly tested, since 2019, the Marines and partner forces have conducted over 25 full-scale war games and 42 integrated planning teams. So far, these tests have supported the radical new shape of the Marine Corps. For one, dispersed yet integrated units were more resilient and sustainable in the sort of denied environments we'd expect from an open war with China. Still, war games and exercises are based on certain assumptions. They're sophisticated and have been incredibly useful tools throughout military history, but there's always the chance that they miss something that can only be revealed in the heat of combat. No plan survives.
That's right. I mean, it's not 100% flawless, right? And there can be holes in it, and like he's saying, that it's not picture perfect, it's not right, and it's battle tested, and there's no battle to test it. So I agree with that like, hey, we don't know if this is going to work, because you can do all the training and the war games and the data and everything, but it cannot be 100% because, you know, we haven't put it in the action into plan and done it.
contact with the enemy. And in an increasingly unpredictable world, is this really the time to radically reshape one of America's premier fighting forces, or is the modernization window ticking down to zero with each passing day? I want to know what you think. Did the Marines take the right move in throwing out their tanks to adopt an entirely new method of waging war, or are the critics correct that the Corps leadership is too narrowly focused and the Army may not always be around to bail out the Marines when they need big tanks and guns? I'm your
Yep. And, you know, like I said, it's however you want to take it, you know. I mean, we all have perspectives and we all want the best for the Marine Corps, and we you know, but we got to support the mission and the ones doing it too, you know. So you run into a lot of problems and you learn into a lot of issues on both ends. A lot of pros, a lot of cons. I get both sides. If Russia had the Poseidon torpedo they claim and make a 1,000-foot wave, I don't know anything about Russia or anything, Joel. I don't. I just know, you know, from what the Marines are and what we do. You know, I get the lighter, the faster, the mobile. I get all that. So, you know, I see it on one end, and then, but again, you want to have your big show of force, but they're also saying that they're coordinating with the Army and the Navy and the Air Force, that they're going to still have that force to roll out in their plan. I don't know. It's one of those things, man, that, hey, but as Marines, we adapt and we overcome to the mission and to the battlefield. So no matter what it is, we're going to adapt and overcome to it. And, you know, I don't know what do we say if it doesn't work? So I'll play another side. Like, what if it doesn't work? You know, do we scrap it and do we just go back? You know, I don't know that. I don't have the answers to that. I'm just kind of going off of what they're saying and my opinion on it. So, yeah, when nukes drop, conventional weapons are useless. But yeah, and also you have to think about what the Marine Corps is at the core of, you know, who we are. Naval, amphibious, assault. We're still going to get in there and first to fight. Then they threw something in there, or we're going to be able to even fight and protect European. I believe so. I believe when it comes down to it, if it hits the fan, the Marine Corps is going to go back down to its roots. And, you know, it's making everything to dust, like you said. Move that house. We're either going above it, we're going over it, through it, around it, but we're going to get the mission done. I have to rest in that, and I have to believe that, and have to support that, and I support our troops. And sometimes, you know, we make wrong calls and we don't like it. But what if we're right and it works and it turns out to be the best thing ever? I don't know. Yeah. Hey, man, I get you. I understand. I understand it. I understand it. So, yeah, I don't know. That's very, very different, you know. It's very different. It looks different. And, you know, there's some things that the Marine Corps does now that we didn't do when we were in. But everything is different. Everything changes. And, you know, we adapt and overcome. Whether you like change or not, we have to. Feels good. Get some hydration in there. Let me check on my boy real quick. Yeah. But then, hey, Greg, I don't know if you're still around. Yeah, another part of this and what we're talking about was the M27s and switching out from the SAWs and going to the H&K and what that is. I really, you know, the gas, and I'm reading here too of like just going up and down the comments and stuff of going, you know, the suppressors. it's not going to change that. It's like Greg answered the question already. It's just going to suppress that gas displacement. If Russia helped us win World War II, why are we attacking them today? They're milder than they are during World War II, not as hard. Communists. I don't, I'm not saying we're in conjunction with them or without them or we're fighting them. I don't know. It is sometimes we get our nose into places we shouldn't stick it. I'll tell you where you can stick it sometimes, and some stuff and some decisions are made, but that starts with leadership at the top and goes all the way down to boots on the ground. So you got to start at the top. That's all I got to say about that. So let's bring y'all back over here. Oh yeah, why they replaced the 249. That was the next video I had up, and the thing, I watched some training and things about the M27, and man, it's just yeah. I mean, is this the era of the modern Marine Corps? We're upgrading weapon systems, we're upgrading, our reaction forces, we're upgrading everything. We're kind of like doing a rehaul of it in less than 10 years. I don't know. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. If you have any comments, questions, concerns, whatever, let me have them. I'd love to hear about them. Okay. All right, now we're going to talk about, I wanted to go over, like I said, there's a couple things that I wanted to go over. I want to get some opinions and insight and things like that. And hey, listen, I'm all for some good conversation and discussion, and, that's what we're here for, right? I don't know, Joel. I don't know, man. I don't know, my brother. I don't know. That's a tough one. I wish we could all get along, I wish we could all somehow just, the whole stinking world, just get along and, learn how to act right and how to just, not do some of the things that we do. I don't know. I don't agree with it. I don't agree with a lot of it. I don't know if this is going to be super loud or not. Oh, crap.
The U.S. Marine...
Whoop. I forgot to switch y'all over. Here we go. Let's start over. Here you go. I'll put it over here.
The U.S. Marine Corps has explored many options to replace the M200.
The U.S. Marine Corps? Really? Really? It's not the corpse. Good heavens. It's got to be some generated video, right?
And 49 Squad Automatic Weapon, or SAW, which has been on the front lines of the United States for over 30 years, and found an upgrade with the M27 Infantry Automatic Rifle, or IAR. The Infantry Automatic Rifle has been extensively tested by the Marine Corps since 2010.
Okay.
They examined the pros and cons of the rifle, and after confirming the benefits of issuing it, some battalions were also previously outfitted with this weapon in Afghanistan. In 2011, the Commandant of the Marine Corps ordered the M27
Commandant.
infantry automatic rifle
Jesus.
to replace the M249. The M27 weighed less than
Generated.
10 pounds loaded and looked similar to other rifles like the M4 and M16,
True.
making automatic riflemen less conspicuous targets.
All right. Yeah. Lighter. And I think it can take the
The
same mag.
M27 is capable of a similar rate of fire as the M249, 900 rounds per minute, but it's not belt-fed. By being
True.
strictly magazine-fed,
True.
the M27 requires more frequent reloading, though proponents of the M27 point out that reloading a magazine is typically faster than reloading a belt of linked ammunition.
100%.
While M249s still sit in Marine Corps armories, the M27 has completely replaced the SAW within Marine rifle squads. The
There's your belt fed.
M249 squad automatic weapon
The
has been
SAW.
on the front lines of the United States for some decades.
Yeah.
It's easy to see why when you look at the specs. It fires the 5.56 times 45 millimeters NATO round and can use a box with 200 rounds in a belt or the same 30-round magazines from M16 rifles and M4 carbines. Originally developed by Fabrique Nationale as the Minimi, the M249 could lay down a large volume of fire, up to
Suppressive
900 rounds per minute.
Okay.
This
Suppressive
made
fire.
the M249 useful for suppressive fire,
There you go.
keeping the enemy's head down while other fire teams closed with the enemy. The M249 was a Marine Corps staple through the 9 to 11 era, but now the
9/11 era.
M27 reigns supreme.
This is the Army. I don't know why they have this
Why?
in here.
Well, the specs have an answer for that too. All weapons have compromises built in, and the firepower the M249 brings to the front is priced. The SAW weighs 17 pounds.
Heavier.
Compare that to the M16 rifle's weight of just under 8 pounds, 4 ounces, and the difference is clear.
More accurate.
As useful as the M249 was, it did have problems. A 2006 report by the CNA Corporation found that among U.S. Army combat veterans, the M249 scored below average in third place after the M16 rifle and M4 carbine,
Okay.
but generally ahead of the M9 pistol in
Yeah,
handling,
the M9,
accuracy,
baby.
maintainability, and corrosion resistance. Nearly 30% of
Can't beat
troops
it.
issued the M249 reported experiencing a stoppage in contact with the enemy, and 35% expressed a lack of confidence in weapon reliability.
Accuracy.
Although it was a U.S. Army study, the weapons involved in the study were identical to those issued at the time by the U.S. Marines.
A lot of Army stuff.
The most
going on
glaring problem with the M249 is that it was never a good institutional fit for the Marine Corps. Although the weapon could hose down an enemy position with fire, it wasn't particularly useful for accurately engaging individual
here. I
targets.
can see that.
The increase in ammo consumption meant an increase in carried ammunition weight.
Correct.
Ammunition consumption increased, the weight of carried ammunition increased, and accuracy decreased, which is
Okay.
not ideal for infantry.
That's true. It's going to be heavier. Here we go.
Despite the heft, Marines still want an automatic rifle in their fire teams.
That's true.
M16s and M4s have settings for single shot and 3-round bursts.
Yep.
They don't allow full auto fire to avoid excessive wear and tear and wasted ammo.
There comes the
Heckler and Koch have offered a solution in the form of a
27.
variant of the HK416. The HK416 is a 5.56 times 45 millimeters NATO assault rifle with a 30-round magazine. Importantly, it weighs under 8 pounds.
Okay.
Like the
Lighter.
M249, it can use the same magazines as the M16 and M4 and offers full auto fire. It's harder to distinguish at a distance from other rifles than the M249, meaning enemy snipers will have a harder time singling out machine gunners.
Here we go.
In 2010, the Marines introduced the M27 Infantry Automatic Rifle, or I-8R. The I-8R is based on the Heckler & Koch 416 rifle,
Of course.
which outwardly is very similar to the M4 carbine. Unlike the M4 carbine, the M27 uses the gas piston operating system,
Correct.
which uses a piston to drive the bolt. Instead of recycling hot, dirty propellant gases to cycle the weapon, the M27 vents them, resulting in a cooler, cleaner running, if slightly front-heavy rifle.
More accurate too. I'm assuming.
The M27 differs in other ways. The rifle barrel is slightly longer and heavier than the M4 carbine.
True.
Giving the M27 a slight range advantage over the carbine.
Okay.
The thicker M27 barrel can fire longer than the M4 before overheating, but will also disperse heat longer. The M27 is also much lighter.
Pros and cons.
Weighing nearly 10 pounds fully loaded versus 22 pounds fully loaded for
That's
the
half.
M200 and 49 squad automatic weapon.
So the saw
This
is
is
over
an
20
appreciable
pounds.
difference during long periods of carrying the weapon.
You've ever carried one, you know.
However, accuracy is the main difference between the M27
Okay.
and M200
There we go.
and 49 squad automatic weapons. The M249 is, first and foremost, a machine gun and is accurate to about 12 minutes of angle,
Yeah.
meaning rounds will hit within a foot of their target at 100 yards. The M27, on the other hand, is approximately a 2-minute angle weapon, meaning it will land rounds within 2 inches of the target at 100 yards.
Okay.
In the
so
hands of a
lot
trained
more
automatic
accurate.
rifleman, this scales upward so that the M27 will deliver rounds within 12 inches of the target at 600 yards.
Reach out. Reach out and touch somebody.
Other factors further improve the M27's accuracy. The weapon features a Harris folding bipod, giving it a stable shooting position while prone or from behind cover. It also features a Trijicon ACOG Squad Day optic, which sports 3.5
ACOGs.
power magnification
right.
and allows target identification and precision fire out to distances of up to 600 yards. The ACOG also incorporates a rugged
ACOG.
miniaturized reflex sight, or RMR sight, for close quarters shooting at 100 yards or less.
A lot more accurate.
Marines
a lot
in
more
the
distance.
field describe the M27 as 2 weapons in one.
Okay.
A rifle capable of precision fire to eliminate individual targets, but also capable of providing area suppression fire, like a saw if necessary.
Okay, so it's got
The
suppressive
difference
fire
is that the
capability as
improved
well.
accuracy of the M27 leads to the need to fire fewer rounds to suppress a target and less ammunition consumption in general.
Therefore, a
By
lighter
contrast,
combat
the
load.
M249 it replaces is primarily an area suppression fire weapon with no precision fire capability. The M27 became so popular in August 2017 that the Marine Corps issued an intent notice to procure another 50,000 rifles to equip every infantryman and automatic rifleman.
Interesting. So I think there's mostly positive things to say about the M27 and the Heckler and Koch 416. You know, like I said, it's more accurate. It's doing the same thing. It can provide suppressive fire. You know, I think that's a good thing. Do soldiers use ballistic shielding and other in the outer skin of their packs to stop? Yeah. So you're gonna use Kevlar. You're gonna have the sappy plates. You're gonna have armor that you're wearing in your vest. So yes, yeah, you'll have some kind of protection to protect your internal organs and things right here. So yes. But I mean, those are really two main things that, you know, in the recent years that they've switched. And I agree with that switch to there from the saw. It's lighter, the ammo consumption, it's more accurate. You know, it takes down the combat load and the weight of toting around, you know, ammo for a saw. And then you have a more accurate M27 that's going to do the same thing, but lighter and more mobile. That's my take on that one. That's my take on that one. But I think it's pretty cool. And therefore you're cutting down on the wasted rounds or, you know, whatever it is that you're trying to do with a saw, because like I said, it's not that accurate. You know, take these out for a second. You're just laying down suppressive fire until you can get some other guys in there to accurately place a good shot. You know, I think that's a key thing too. And it takes the same magazines as well, so you can use both, and it's not belt fed, it's magazine fed. I'm sure they're having great success with that weapon upgrade as well. No, Joel, you're fine, man. No question. Hey, if I miss one or if I don't get to one, man, I got you. I appreciate that. Questions are good, man. Conversations are good. Yeah, no, I get it. Look, I don't know everything. I can only provide you with what I do know, and if I don't know it, I'll go find an answer and we'll figure it out together. But yeah, that's no problem at all. Put another one of these cough drops in. Get that dry mouth. So that's kind of what I wanted to talk about tonight. I know if a buddy of mine was listening in, tuning in too, and we were watching some video. He sent me a video that kind of put me on to them getting rid of the SAW. And then the M27 sent me a video of some Marines doing some rifle training and some things like that. So he's the one that kind of spurred that for me. And then I went and found that video of why they did it, what was the reasoning behind it, And I think they're all good reasons too, in my opinion, of why they're doing what they're doing. And like I said, I think that is one of those ones that was not just thought about. Don't make a rash decision. And I don't think that was a rash decision. That's a beneficial decision made to make it more combat effective, I guess, would be my opinion. And I know they got rid of the M9. And then they're switching out the handguns. They're switching out everything to make, everything more battlefield ready and more reliable and tested. That you can put that into those Marines' hands or to the U.S. military hands and have them effectively use that weapon. That's my opinion. I'm going to pull this up real quick. I kind of go down through my list. And then we even saw a little bit of the video of the ACVs, the amphibious combat vehicles. We talked about that too. They're trying to get away from the AAVs and the ACVs and why they're doing that and the thoughts behind. And I don't know what other branches or service are doing to go along with this as well. Can close that one. Oh, I was on the wrong page. Okay. And I think, too, making these decisions as well, you're going to have inputs of all these leaders and everything, but also you're going to have the input of the Secretary of the Navy and the Secretary of Defense. They're all going to be putting their information on the table, I do believe. I mean, I'm even looking at some of the Marine Corps, their videos that they're putting out even 4 years ago have changed from where we are today. Training like you fight. I'm just trying to kind of go down the Marine Corps and what they're doing and kind of see the vision, what vision they're casting down and how where we are today. There you go. All right, you gonna go do some vinyl collection, man. Good deal. I hope you enjoy that. I don't have any vinyls. Okay, man. Hey, thanks for stopping by, Joel. I appreciate that. I don't know if you said you're heading out, but we'll wrap up here soon anyway. And I'm just trying to, but you go enjoy that time, man. Go listen to your vinyls and stuff, man. Thank you for hanging out with us, and thanks for the questions and everything. Like I said, if there's anything you want to know, let me know. I'll find it out. I don't know everything. Oh, okay. I got you. You're not leaving yet. Okay. All right. All right. Yeah, I won't be much longer here. I'm trying to go back down my list. Oh, that cough drop. Numbing my throat. Yeah. Answer. Let's see what kind of domino. What do girls wear now if they don't wear dresses? I don't know. I don't know. Let's see if we have an answer. I mean, girls still wear dresses, right? I know you're waiting for this. I know you're waiting for this. I know you were. Domino's is doing an emergency pizza tomorrow, free pizza. For what? Where's in my pocket? Oh, more cough drops. What are they doing emergency pizza? Skin tight leggings that flesh color ones makes them appear nude. Well, okay, Joel. Well, I don't think all women have to wear dresses. You know, I mean, they're free to wear whatever they want to wear. I don't know. You know, I mean, I know we come from different times and different generations and everything, but I mean, my wife wears leggings. You know, I mean, it's not really relevant. You know, it's zipper mouth. It's okay. It's okay. I'll answer for you. You know, I appreciate you hanging around, but you know, yeah. Okay, so you like it. I mean, hey, look, as long as we're respectful, right? You know? Like I said, everyone is welcome here. Wait, I think get your free pizza. Oh, because of the hurricane. I got you. There is no way that Domino's can support giving free pizzas out to everybody. You have to be in the affected area. Maybe, I don't know. Or maybe they're donating the money. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, we even talked about women in the Marine Corps last night. And I passed on some knowledge differently today that there's some female Marines that you don't want to mess with, man. I'm just telling you. I'm just telling you. Okay. Yeah, hey. No, I understand. Hey, listen, we're all entitled to our own opinion, and I don't have daughters, and you know, so, you know, I get you. And everybody, hey, listen, we all can differ and we all can disagree, but you know, at the end of the day, people are going to make their own decisions. You know, I'm pretty sure we disagree on some stuff, but it doesn't mean we hate each other, you know, or I don't agree with it. But yeah, I was talking about women being in the Marine Corps. There's some tough as nail women in the Marine Corps. There's some good shooters in the Marine Corps and law enforcement and all these other branches. There's some female Marines that can outperform other male Marines, and I've seen it. I've witnessed it. I know guys, they won't admit it because they're prideful or whatever, but man, they can hold their own. So, you know, all power to them, man. You know, I know where this conversation's going, but don't knock them, man. Don't do it. They can outshoot you. They can outwork you. They can outthink us. I'm telling you. It's probably not in Canada. Probably not. It's like $40 for a pizza, right? I'm just kidding. Maybe. I don't know. I'm joking. But, yeah. Where did you read that about the pizza? I'm definitely down to get free pizza. I'll get free pizza I love pizza. It's got to be like in affected areas. Domino's free pizza. Hurricane. Oh, okay. Here it is. I've got it right here. From Domino's, but not $40. I think other places you're not wrong. I was close, wasn't I? Domino's brings back the emergency pizza promotion that drove sales. The promotion comes with shifting consumer habits. October 8th, the chain announced the return of its popular emergency pizza. Any customer can score a free medium 2-topping pizza to use whenever they need it most. When they order online or via digital carryout and spend... Oh, so it's almost like buy one, get one free. If you need it, I guess it's your rewards are building. It's a reward-based system. So, Oh, so you spend $7 or more, you get a free pizza, and you can redeem it and save it whenever you need it. Once your other order, interesting. That's very cool. All right. It lasts until January of 2025, by the way. So you can save it, but you better use it before then. But yeah. What about Tim Hortons? How expensive is that? I'm just saying. We went from one extreme to the other, talking about that to pizza to Tim Hortons. Tom Hortons, huh? Where's Tom at? What about poutine? We won't even go there, right? We won't even go there. We don't want to go there. Won't go there. Yeah. Yeah, I don't even know what I'm going to eat. I'm starving. I'm starving, man. I got to get something to eat too. Like I said, it's I won't be back tomorrow, but I'll be back Friday and everything too. I'm just trying to get a lot of content built up and stuff, but I know some of the guys slipped out and things too. Okay. Good deal. I don't see him either. Nice thing about America, you can do whatever you want. Just don't harm people. Land of the free. You do you and I'll do me. I can agree with that. No, hey, brother, I ain't mad at you. Hey, you are welcome. I get it. You're right. But, we just have to have an open mind and, times are different and things change, my man. But I get it. I ain't mad at you. But yeah, on that note, I'm gonna probably, I'm actually hungry too. So, I'm gonna head out. Yeah, I'm gonna head out. I'm on get ready for tomorrow and go get me something to eat. Yeah, y'all remember and think about those people in Florida and North Carolina and wherever we were. Whatever's going on too, man, they're having a rough spot. So I know a lot of guys that are here in chat that are from down there. I didn't see them in chat. I know they're buckling down and bearing down for the storm, but yeah. Okay. Anyway, we'll let that one simmer. I might just let it play out. I'm gonna go get some popcorn. Oh, hey, Greg, what's up, brother? Hey, heck yeah, man. You, like I said, man, you're welcome here. Thank you for listen. I loved your input. I loved your perspective and what you were saying and things that your input that you had. And I love it, man. I love how we can talk and we can converse and heck, man, like I said, I don't know everything of what's going on, but we can put our minds together and talk about it and everything too. But I do appreciate you. I'm gonna be back on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. No, you're good. I ain't worried about you. You do, Kelsey. Go ahead. Okay. Well, you don't have to apologize. You don't have to apologize to me. You know that. We're good. We are good. Well, we're all going to get along. That's what we're here for. to come together. That's my heart and that's my mission. And I've told them too, Joel. I've told everybody here that from old school to new school, black, white, green, male, female, whatever, I want to bridge the generational gap, and I want us all to get along and just have good, healthy conversation and love one another and talk about stuff and, you know, support people. And I support these people and they support me. And I'm not mad at anybody, but like, we just got to come together. And we can all have, can you say videos real quick? Videos. Biddy, what are you doing in here, man? What are you talking about? Videos. Well, sometimes, Joel, we have to, doesn't mean I understand that. I never apologize. But to someone else, you might have crossed the line. So you have to have a little bit of humility and a little bit of tact to say, hey, I'm not saying that I can't tell you what to do. I'm just giving you a suggestion that we got to humble ourselves sometimes, man. Sometimes, crossing the line for you or me, but we got to still have respect for other people. Got to have respect for everybody. I respect everybody. Doesn't mean that I agree with everybody, but I still got to have respect for them and treat them right, as a decent human being. And, that's what I want to bring a culture here, is that we're going to respect each other, and we're not going to be mean. And I'm not saying that you're being mean, but I'm just saying, just realize that. Videos. Y'all are making me say some weird stuff. Oh, videos. O's. We's. Sprechen Sie Deutsch? Ja, ich spreche klein Deutsch. How was that? Was that okay? Did it crash on you on my German? I mean, I can do German. I can do Spanish. I'm 6%. That's where we're at right now. Okay? It's been a long time since I spoke German, Biddy. No, I understand. Hey, I get you. I like to make jokes too, and I do. But I also have to realize, sometimes others don't have my sense of humor, and I'm still respecting them. So that's all I'm saying. And just remember that. Just remember, we have to respect them too. I'll give you 6% German. Oh. Videos. Oh, I see what I'm saying. Videos. Okay. How was my German? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. How was that? Was that okay? I mean, how'd I do? Ich liebe dich. Ich liebe dich. I think that's right. Right? I mean, maybe I'm 6% German. I don't know if that flaked out on you there, Biddy, or if you heard that. Okay, not bad, huh? All right. You're German, Austrian, Italian, and Swedish. Okay. I think I'm 6% Spanish, 6% German. That's 12. So we're saying, well, let's go with 88% European. I need to work on my German. You would believe the 6% German over the Spanish? Really? Oh, man. Parlez-vous français? Oui, j'étais comment ça va? Eh? What about my French? How is my French? Je m'appelle Brad. I don't know. Listen, I know a little bit of a lot of stuff. So yeah. But I would like to work on my German again too. And my Spanish is really better than y'all think it is. Y'all give me a hard time about my Spanish. Oh man. Yeah, I need to brush up on my Spanish too. Maybe we'll have a Spanish session. Okay, see? You identify as a Viking. I'm okay with that. Vikings are cool. Do you have a beard? You got a big beard? Hey, there's some love on the chat. I appreciate it. I'm not sure who's doing that, but thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. So, good deal, man. Listen, this is fun, too. I love just hanging out with you guys and just talking and everything as well, too. I said I was getting off a couple minutes ago, but I know we looked at some. There was a picture too that I was gonna show. I am Pookie. Oh, JJ, what's good, my man? Oh, dude, I'm sorry, Biddy. Sorry you had to keep refreshing, man. I wonder if I assume that it's you and not me. Or is it me and it's not you? I don't know. JJ, good, man. We're good. Man, we're good. We talked about some Force, the Readiness Force 2030. We talked about them talking about the M27 to the SAW. Man, I was talking Spanish, German, French. I'm all in there, buddy. Okay, it's on your end? Okay, I got you. Okay. Yeah, JJ, I'm good, man. How are you doing tonight? Appreciate you I appreciate you stopping by, man. Germany didn't want me watching Americans. Oh, come on, man. I thought we got a good relationship now, Biddy. Come on. Ich liebe Deutschland. Ich liebe Deutschland. See, y'all didn't know that. Y'all always think Marines are just, jarheads and airheads and crayon eaters over here. But this Marine right here, smart. All right, brother. See you, Biddy. Hey, thanks for stopping by, dude. I really appreciate it, man. Thank you. JJ, you working, baby? You working? Semper Fi. Yeah, I was just kind of, a cheer practice, huh? Oh, man, you got girls? Okay, well, I have 2 boys. I don't know anything about the girls, so good luck, my man. Good luck. You doing good tonight, man? I assume you have the night off. Hey, JJ, while I got you here, I'm going to be on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. So I got some things lined up. Hopefully, I'm going to try to get one of those guys that I was telling y'all to jump on stream with me and chat with us, too. You've looked up to Rammstein. I do know who Rammstein is. Du hast mich gefragt. Du hast mich gefragt und liebst gesagt. Yeah, okay. And Biddy's not even here to hear me sing Rammstein. But anyway, yeah, JJ, I was fixing to get off, and I'm gonna go get me something to eat, man. I'm gonna go hang out, get some rest and everything. But I'll be back Friday. And then I got to put out some content and stuff too. So Oh, JJ, while you're here, man, dude, you aren't lying about YouTube, brother. I was telling are you still here? Dude, they are hounding me on my shorts and my videos of just like what I can post and what I can't post. And I'm not posting anything wrong. Like I'm legitimately just making videos and stuff about the Marine Corps and commentating, and you know, they're getting flagged. It's so weird right now for me and shorts is king, and I'm trying to put out shorts, and I did go they're doing the 3-minute max shorts now. It's starting October the 15th for creators, and I'm not sure if it's a partner thing, but I did read about that. But man, it is. I am fighting them on this right here, just constantly trying to get content and just things that there's nothing wrong. It's just opinions and what I'm talking about and verbiage maybe. But yeah, it is really tough, man. It's super tough right now. It is super, 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 super tough. I really don't. I know Biddy. I've known Biddy for a long time. I don't know what he meant by that. I'll find out and I'll let you know. But I have no idea what he's saying. I don't know. No clue. But JJ, man, I see you down in the comments. I see you on my stuff, and I do appreciate it. Hey, Joel, I appreciate you sticking around, man. If you got time, man, go back and watch some of those videos, those long form videos. Share them out, watch them, boost them up. Some of the good stuff, comments, like them, share them, whatever you do. I'm a yopper from the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. Yeah, I don't really know what those are either. So I don't know. I don't know what he meant. So, but yeah, I'll catch y'all up on Friday. And then we'll do this again. I'll get some more videos. And like I said, I've got my list of videos that I want to go down through and I want to talk about. And I know Grumpy wasn't here. And I know there's some guys that are down in Florida and everywhere too. They're boots on the ground. So y'all be thinking about them. Youper. Okay, a Youper. Youper. Okay, Youper. Never heard that one. I had a buddy in the Marine Corps that was from Pennsylvania. And he used to say the word yins. Y-I-N-S. Instead of y'all, he would say yins. Yins ready to go? I'm like, dude. Oh, Pookie is a term of endearment. Oh, like, ooh, Pookie. Okay, all right. All right. I didn't know what Biddy meant by that. I didn't know. There's just no telling what he would say. I know. I hate that his stream lagged out. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Pookie. Oh, Pookie. Like that? Okay. All right. Got it. Makes sense. Okay. All right. I'm going to end it up right here. I do appreciate it. Kelsey, thank you. Sin, Biddy, JJ, Joel. I know there was Greg in here. McJunkin was in here earlier. He had to go do some. They're helping people in North Carolina and all these hurricanes and stuff. And things too. So, but yeah, JJ, I do appreciate you. I'm staying in the fight, brother. I ain't giving up. We're working hard, charging forward. We're moving. The train ain't gonna stop. Nobody's gonna stop it. So I've got the heart, got the mission, got the mindset ready. So we're good. Well, hopefully Friday, everybody be okay from the storm, and hopefully we'll get to hear from those guys too. But y'all be thinking about them and everything too. And I know Potcher, he kind of had to step out, and but I do appreciate his support as well, and a couple other people that stopped in and came by. We'll do it. I appreciate y'all. All right, JJ, Semper Fi, brother. You do your thing. Take care of them girls. Enjoy that cheerleading practice, and we'll catch y'all on the next one. All right, Semper Fi, baby. Turn this thing off. I gotta go feed the dog as well. He's probably yapping at me. All right, brother. Okay, so you're a little bit, I guess chat's a little bit behind or whatever, but you kind of heard what I was telling you about YouTube giving me flack, man. Go back and kind of watch it, and you'll realize some of the videos that I'm posting, It's just a battle, brother. It's a battle. It's a battle. All right, I'm out. Semper Fi. Love y'all.